we go then. This is Wolverton Park. It's quite an iconic shape to that building. That lift shaft's really weird in front because it's all glass. As you go up, you just get a increasing view out over the parkland area. This whole site effectively has a well, it's got railway heritage rather than right, thank you. Rather than canal heritage. So this park strokes, so this was a velodrome actually, but this you can see the banking at the other end. So this was built by the railway company to keep their workers fit. So the theory was that fit and healthy workers are productive workers. So there were all sorts of things that used to go on in this park area to keep the workers, well, keep them working really. That was long and short of it. So there was football matches and all sorts. I believe Wolverton once played, was it Chelsea or Arsenal? It was something ridiculous like that in some football match here. Back when everyone walked funny. Oh look, there's a fish there. I don't know what sort of fish that is. It's two.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's lots of little ones there as well.
Yeah.
More
Oh, loads.
Yeah, with the red fins and tails. You know what they are? Quite nice. This behind us is Queen Victoria's Royal Train Shed. I'll see if I've got any old images. That place is incredible. It's effectively a buildings within buildings. There are 31 houses. Each one of those windows is a house. Is it one or are they one or two wide? So effectively you've got this, well, I'll show you on the pictures. You've got a long building where Queen Victoria's Royal Train was stored and maintained and looked after, and then there are buildings within a building. It's going to be too hard to describe, so images will do the job.
32 windows, if that helps.
Oh, there you go. So one per. Yeah, there's two in the entrance lobby, isn't there? So each one of those windows represents one house which goes widthways. Can't be annoyed by trains if you live in the apartment. Go on, help me out. That lodge, was it called the lodge?
The lodge was called.
There you go. There's a lodge building. You can't quite see behind the trees, but there's a.
It was Apple, was it? It's an Apple repair.
Well, yeah, it was a non-official. Yeah. But I think Steve Jobs signed the lease. Two apartment buildings, one called Trevithick House, the other called, was it Lonsdale?
No, it's the name of the road, isn't it?
Yeah, what was it? Trevithick and...
Is it not just the triangle building?
No, that's the other stuff behind. Oh. Right, put thinking cap on. So the site was just basically derelict. I'll show you pictures, particularly the triangle area. It sort of it hurts the soul a bit actually to see the site in the state it was. When I first clapped my eyes on it, I just thought, how do you end up with such gorgeous buildings? This is the conversion stuff, like Queen Victoria's Royal Train Shed, and just left to rack and ruin. But I suppose that's kind of life, isn't it? This here is the Royal Train Shed, 1889. The railway lines going through into the shed, through the shed doors. It's a super cool building, this one. Used to make, is it oil lanterns from memory in the building at the back? It's now converted into a car park, but I think it was oil lanterns. Oh gosh, it seems like yesterday I stood in there, standing in there. those old images, probably not. That's what the train shed used to look like. The old signalling equipment, etc., as you can see up there. There's lots of that sort of stuff as you go around the site, just old elements of the these original windows. Just cost a fortune to have refurbed. From memory, we sent them off to Rugby to a metal worker to have them refurbished and sent back. 3 weeks each per window, from memory they were. Narrowboat Josh. Front of those two boats moored up. Got some fabulous imagery exists of people queuing to work in these industrial buildings, queuing at the men's and women's entrances. They had separate ones back in the day. And this building here, the Triangle building, was painted green back in the World War II era. Still some traces of green paint, as you can see. So just painted green to try and protect the building from bombing. It worked. How old that little arrow on that brick is. Yeah, there's more evidence of the green paint that I was talking about just up there. Just the architecture of railway buildings back in the day, just so elegant. For something that's so industrial and could be so hard and unforgiving, you know, the shapes of the archways and the detailing of the brickwork and the windows. So all this stuff over onto the right hand side is commercial, all these 2 stories, and then all of this stuff on the left is residential. So these are all these are 1-bedroom apartments on the ground floor, and then on the what looks like is the first floor on the walkway, these are 2-story buildings. So there's accommodation in the roof area. Sort of funky stuff like spiral staircases, and just love the ironwork. Yeah, lovely. The old railway sleepers, needs a bit of maintenance maybe there. The old reading room. It's a fabulous building. Just in pieces when we got hold of the thing. Absolutely. They'd just taken over by all the pigeons. Look at design agencies there now. Oh. Is that a dead bat?
I was just going to say, is that...
Times 2.
Is that a natural bat?
I think
Surely they won't just die with the wings like spread out.
I don't know. I don't think anyone's been stenciling. Yeah. Just ages and ages of deliberation about what to do with the reading rooms, and had all sorts of people interested in taking the building, including a famous chef whose kitchen smelled amazing. His kitchen at home smelled amazing. Wasn't cheap. Yeah, public art. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, that is exceedingly smart. Chap made of railway lines. Yeah. Reaching forward was a reference to how the site was then has a new future, and it was reaching forward and all of the new possibilities from a railway heritage. That's something like that anyway. I'm sure it said that on the invoice when it came through. Okay, we've had a quick impromptu stop because we saw all of this on our starboard side and thought, right, let's go for a bit of an explore. So one of the benefits of being on the canal, you can just moor up and go and have an explore. Guess who? The noisy things, aren't they? Take a walk up here first, I think. Oh, look at these houses. I assume these are private houses. I mean, this is in a really weird spot. It's in the middle of the park. People can walk around. There's nothing that says private property, but surely somebody lives in that. Look at the shutters and the windows, stunning. Look at that. I just love the symmetry of buildings like those. Oh, yes, yes, very yes. And talking of symmetry, yeah, what? Right, I'm going to take a walk up there in a second. I'm just going to go up here and see what the score is. I have to say, this place is lovely. Thanks, Head Pub. Cute, aren't they? Gosh, you'd never think you were in Milton Keynes, would you? Look at that. The size of the chimneys. Glebe House. Oh yeah. See how the window frames just practically just melt into the house. Not shouting for attention like some of the others we've been seeing. There's your garden wall, look at it. Yeah. Somebody asks you where you live and you say Milton Keynes, this isn't what they're thinking. Looks like it might be bin day. Yeah. Windmill farmhouse, lovely. Dean Cottage. Mixture of stone and brick, that's interesting. So, did the house used to be lower? Maybe the house used to be at the brick level. And then at some point, the roof was lifted and they used stone, brick, maybe. Because the windows are a touch too big for that sort of house as well, I think. Oh, actually that one's done the same. Yeah. So they've had some work done and you've done it in brick. Yeah, that... Right, I'm going to present that as the answer. I don't actually know. That's what I think. The arch lintels, these cottages. Oh, lovely. Yes. Look at that tree. Oh gosh, it's just one stunning house after another, this place. Look at that in there. You're not picking up the smell of the garden, but there's all sorts of... yeah, this is nice. It's like the Cotswolds meets Milton Keynes. Yeah, but not quite as you know one. This is number 2, the High Street. So I assume the old chapel from 1833 is number 1. Rose Cottage, number 4. Right, I think my theory about the house being raised is correct. If you look at the lintel, timber lintel, super old. You look at the one up there, you can't quite see, it's the same colour, but much, much newer. So yeah, I think that's the answer. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this is officially a nice village. Look at that. Jeez. Goes all the way back as well. It's not even one of those houses where it's all front. The depth of the building. Gosh. Yeah. What are these buildings used for now? Very, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just going to say a weird feel to it. Cafe. Nice thatch roof. Let's go this way. See an old church. Assume I can get through. I'll say something. I don't know, I'll say it anyway. That's what I do, isn't it? But it's almost a bit Frenchy. Sort of French courtyard feel somehow. A bit of maybe Dutch influence on that one. Look at the roof shape. Ow! Do not twist ankle whilst videoing. Yeah, look at that roof line. And this sort of curved, semicircular porch area. The almshouses were built as social housing, open to 6 widowed or unmarried persons who would also receive a new set of clothes each year. Provided by Lord of the Manor Sir William Pritchard, don't you know? Open fireplaces. The middle house is tall, has an attractive Dutch, there you go, Dutch gabled roof, so I'm not, there was a bit of, this was built as a schoolhouse with a classroom downstairs. The almshouses remained occupied by the poor of the parish until at least 1964, thereafter used as artist studios until the 1980s. So I'm going to give myself a mini pat on the back for my Dutch influence comment. There you go. Oh, Sue's going to love it in here. All these graves. Died 1877, aged 84. That's a good innings back in the day, isn't it? Yeah, you can't argue with that. There's another of those wiggly shaped second one in from the right hand side, shaped graves that we saw. Where was that? Oh gosh, memory just gets worse. Come on, Elliot, where was that? I can picture the place. That's where we bought our lunch, the focaccia bread. So I can remember what I had for lunch, but I can't remember the name of the village. Blisworth, there you go. Get there in the end. Oh, that's interesting how yellow or orange that stone is compared to everything else. So that. Why? Why would that be? It's not just because it's weathered, is it? Is it? Or is it? No. I don't know. Is it? It's on the M's again. Don't know. This is very pleasant. It's an attempt at a moat. It's quite a cool rainwater gully system, actually. Just yeah. There we go. Not a bad looker, eh? Not a bad looker at all. Love these little slits for windows. You look and think, why did they bother? But right, this must be some Charlie Big Bananas. What's your deal? No. The ravages of time mean that we aren't going to find out. Hello, geese.